Well, let's talk now to Alexandra Saieh, who's from the charity Save the Children. Good to see you, Alexandra. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. I wonder if we can start with your reaction to this deal as we know it.
Thank you so much for having me. Look, we are cautiously hopeful that reprieve for children in Gaza is now on the horizon. People in Gaza, and children especially, have endured 2 years of relentless violence, relentless bombardment, continued and systematic deprivation of the basics to survive. And what this announced ceasefire deal brings is finally some hope that this could end soon. What we need to see now is a definitive end to the violence, a definitive ceasefire. We need to see Gaza truly flooded with aid, and people in Gaza need everything. They need food, they need clean water, they need medical assistance. We need to see this aid flowing even at higher levels than what we've seen previously, because people need absolutely everything right now.
So this deal, of course, opens the door to the delivery of aid, but what needs to change on the ground to make that possible?
Well, look, the top two things that have been blocking humanitarian assistance from being delivered at the scale required over the last several months has been, one, lack of safety for aid workers, the continued bombardment by Israeli forces, and particularly the insecurity at aid distribution points. And then the second thing has been the blocking of aid at the actual Israeli-controlled crossing points. So we need these crossing points to be open. All of the crossing points must be open for unfettered humanitarian assistance. And look, humanitarian access is not, shouldn't be up for political negotiation. This is a legal obligation for all parties on the ground, and that's what we need to see it being treated as.
So you mentioned some of the most urgent needs, food, of course, water, medical assistance. But what about longer term? What do people in Gaza need?
Food, water, and medical assistance are the absolute priorities, because children who are malnourished aren't just impacted immediately, but they have the continued deprivation has long-term consequences for children as well. It can impact stunting, their cognitive development. This will have an impact on them for years to come. But what we also need to see is mental health support for children. We need to focus on bringing back children's sense of safety and security. That has been completely robbed from them over the last 2 years. And we need to see children going back to school as well. It's going to take time, years, to rebuild Gaza's schools, but children have been deprived of 2 years of education, and this impacts them in terms of their routines and in terms of their ability to be resilient, and that needs to be eventually a priority as well. But you know, the issues facing children in Gaza are unlike any other context. There are thousands of children who are child amputees, who have lost limbs, who have lost arms, who have lost legs. There are children who have lost one or both of their parents. This is going to take years to help children recover and go back to a sense of normalcy. We also need to see accountability, because what we don't want is for what we saw over the last 2 years to be repeated. And that is one of the most crucial things that we are pushing for right now.
Alexandra, thank you for joining us on the programme today. That's Alexandra Saieh from Save the Children.